So my 39th birthday just passed, and I decided that before I turn 40 next year, I'm going to mark off something from my bucket list, and that is run a marathon. Interesting. I'm doing damage. The king's gambit. They do not understand it. Cause I've been sharpening my blade. Alright, so before we start this video, I have to come clean about something. So originally I had planned this project where I wanted to have a documentary style thing of me running my first marathon. I started filming like a few vlog type of videos after I turned 39, and my goal was to run my first marathon before I turned 40. And that's still my goal, don't get me wrong. But knowing myself, knowing how undisciplined I am, how lazy I can be, I knew that if I did that for a whole year, I would never actually do that video. You know, this is one of those things that over time, as somebody who does creative work like filmmaking, I just know that is a year long. I just will become less interested in it. So I figured, why not just turn this into a running beginner's diary? So what you'll see next are like the first 2 or 3 videos, I believe it is, of me preparing my first week after I turned 39, how I'm going to start running, what is my plan going to look like, and then I will come back to present day. Make sense? All right, you guys there. This is your fate, so go roll the dice. Roll the dice. You might ask yourself, am I a runner? No. Have I run in the past before? Only from bullies and the one time I did a 5K in undergrad. Besides that, not a runner. I've tried to become a runner. I tried to just run for fun, and it's the most painful thing in the world. But then, why am I deciding to run a marathon all of a sudden if it's so painful? Welcome to my mind. So then another question comes up. How am I going to run a marathon when I have no stamina whatsoever? I could barely run 30 seconds without losing my breath, and it's a year away. Here's my plan. Okay, so first in 3 months, I'm going to do a 5K. Then 3 months later, I'll do a 10K. You see where I'm going with this? Then 3 months after that, I will do a half marathon. And finally, in August of next year, I will do a full marathon. I don't have any time goals. I just want to compete. Not going to compete. I just want to do a marathon and just tell myself I did a marathon. If I end up enjoying it, great. I will continue to run forever. If I absolutely hated my life the next year because I was running so much, great. I ran a marathon and I called it a goal completed. So what will this workout program look like? I plan to work out every day, but not run every day. I'm gonna work out, lift weights 3 times a week, run 3 times a week on the other days, and then do yoga. Yes, yoga and me. The last day, so that's 7 days. Yeah, 3 plus 3 plus, 7 days. So 7 days full workout nonstop for the rest of the year. No days off, you know, the whole David Goggins thing, just keep going, keep pushing, rain or shine. I'll be there. If it's raining, I may not be there, honestly. I might just go to the gym because it's wet and it's going to make my house smell like, but yes, every single day. And I'm not looking to lose weight with this. I just want to do a marathon. Honestly, that's all. I could be the same weight. Hopefully, I'm a little bit less flabby by then, but I just want to finish a marathon and just say, like, I did that. Great job. And before I forget, I am not going to be running crazy like how I used to. I'm going to make sure I'm running zone 2. Apparently, that's a thing when you get older. You want to run in zone 2. You don't want to wear out your muscles. And obviously, I want to make sure I have good muscles for later on in life. But that's what they say. If you run a high heart rate, you may end up getting injured. And especially when you're almost 40, hello, I don't want that. That's not fun at all. So hopefully with zone 2, which is like a heart rate of 138 and 148 for me, I'm going to try to stay in that zone, and I will see how far that gets me. But again, this is for safety, and this is just to say I did a marathon. This is your fate, so go roll the dice. And we are 1 week in to my running, calling it my running journey, I guess. And it was a little difficult. Let me explain. So what I'm trying to do is, as far as running, is going on this zone 2 runs, which essentially for me is like 130, my heart rate to be at 136 to 145. I think it was a 146 maybe. And I cannot for the life of me stay in that zone when I'm running. I go way above it. Like I'm in the 150s, 160s. In the past, when I would run all out, like 160, 170, I would get tired and would not want to run the next 3 or 4 days. I would just be so exhausted. But running around a lower pace, I mean, I'm averaging right now around 152, I want to say. And I do feel like I am able to recover a lot easier and then go run back to running in a couple of days. But it's so dang hard to stay within that zone. I mean, I could just walk, but then I'm just gonna be walking the entire time because I feel like when I walk fast, my heart rate is at that point where it needs to be. But when I start running, even jogging like super slow, I'm in the 150s. So that's been the biggest change or difficulty for me. I think I am able to run a lot longer, and I feel like my body, I can push it more. But I want to stay with this because I want to be healthier. I want to make sure this thing isn't that lasts, because it's a marathon, literally and figuratively, right? I'm trying to get to a marathon pace eventually. I don't care about my timings right now. My timing, my pace is all over the place. It's really bad compared to what I used to run at. But now it's significantly worse, which I don't care about. I just want to be able to do a marathon eventually. So that's been the biggest struggle for me, is trying to run and not get my heart rate super high. I'm just gonna keep working on it. I saw a few, running gurus on YouTube, and they say to just keep at it. You might be in zone 3 for a little bit. As you start to lose weight, you get more comfortable, then you'll be able to get into your zone 2 at the same pace, at the same cadence, I guess. So I guess just for me is just to be patient with it. Normally in the past, when things like this have happened, I would just quit and not want to do anything anymore, and would not want to do the activity anymore. But I'm just going to stick it out. I think I'm a week and a half in. It feels great. I just had my run this morning, and I was running at a 6-minute run and 2-minute walk pace, and it felt good. I was able to run the whole 6 minutes, not feel tired. I just had to slow down again because my heart rate was shooting up to the 168s. And I was like, okay, I got to slow down a little bit, but that's been the only difference, but it does feel pretty good. So I'm excited. I'm just going to keep knocking this out. Before I forget, another thing that I have been struggling with are shoes. I've been running in these. Let me get them real quick. So I got these shoes 3 years ago. They were really expensive. They're the Brooks Ghost 13. They're super cushioned shoes. They're great. I mean, they feel great. I have white feet, so that's the only colorway they have. So I'm kind of tired of the whole black thing. But the issue with these is that there's no cushion on the bottom. Like on the side, inside it feels great. It's super light. But when I'm running, I can feel the concrete. And that's been an issue because now I can feel it in my shins. So I've just been ordering a bunch of things from Amazon and their try before you buy program. And I've tried a few shoes. I've tried 3 so far. And let me give you a quick recap of those. First shoe I tried, and this is the one I see on the internet. Everybody raves about them. They say they're great. Feels amazing. So it's the first shoe I want to try. They didn't have the wider size, and that's the Asics Nova Blast 4. These were not comfortable. I think it's because I didn't choose the wide feet option. That's probably the main issue. I did run a lot faster. My time was a lot faster. I felt less tired at the end of it. I did, however, notice that my feet were a little too cramped in the forefoot, and then my shin started to hurt. So it was a painful run. I felt good after, as far as like my pace and my heart rate was much better, but it's just, I don't know what it was. It just didn't feel good. These look cool, but again, I just was not comfortable with these. Next shoe. All right, so these shoes, this is the New Balance Fresh Foam 1080 version 13. These were freaking amazing. This foam on here, I felt like I was running on clouds. It was so soft. It was so cushiony, fit perfectly. The only issue with these is that it was just, and this is going to sound ridiculous, this was just a little too soft. It felt good running in them. And it felt like you're literally running in clouds, but I just had no like push to move forward. And I know these are supposed to be on your easy days for the runners, or like the slow days, I guess, which would be on my fast day. They're supposed to be those kind of shoes, not daily training necessarily. They're more recovery shoes, and yes, they would be great. And I probably will get these back when I am at that stage where I have recovery runs, but right now everything just seems like I'm just trying to run faster. So, and they're expensive. They're $165, and again, I don't know if they feel worth it. So these are going back. Last one. Finally, we have the New Balance Rebel V4s. I didn't even try running in these. They were super light, but as soon as I put it on, I could feel, I guess maybe I'm comparing to the 1080s from before. They were a little bit more on the stiffer side. They look really sick. I actually think they look really cool. Now, I'm actually just considering keeping them just because they look cool. They do fit really well. I just don't know, like, again, the cushion is not quite as soft as I'm looking for. I want a little bit more cushion. But yeah, they're going back to, they're $140 on Amazon. This is your fate, so go roll the dice. Roll the dice. And now we are in the present. So it is October 2nd. I am actually on week 4 of my Runna 6-week 5K plan. And I did, if you're doing the math, I did actually have to take 2 weeks off last couple weeks. I got really, really sick. I was just coughing my lungs out. So I did not want to try and run or try to do anything else besides just get better, because I also had a lot of projects for work the last 2 weeks. I want to make sure I'm 100% for those. So I did skip 2 weeks. Now I'm back on week 4 again, and again, I'm on week 4 of 6, and today I did my 400-meter intervals, which is like the speed work, I guess. And I don't know, guys, this kicked my butt. Like, I was in so much pain. When I mean pain, I don't mean like my feet were hurting or anything like that. It was just so hard. Like, I was pushing myself, because it says you should go 80 to 90%, push the pace for 400 meters. Then you take a 9-second walking break, and then you run again. You do that 6 times. I tell you guys, I couldn't even last 0.25 miles. I couldn't last like going the pace I wanted to go at. I ended up having to go super slow. Like the first one I did like 8 minutes per mile, which is like me going all out. And like halfway through that, I was just tired. I was so exhausted. And then I remember looking down, I'm like, I have to do this 6 more times. I'm gonna die here. So I think I have to make sure with my interval works that I am a little bit more cognizant of my pace and make sure I'm able to at least get the full, all the meters done, versus just trying to go flat all out and then having to walk in the middle of the session. It kind of defeats the purpose of it, right? So that's something that I will be doing better. But the one thing that I think I really need to work on, and it's just going to be like the biggest duh for you guys, and that is my weight. So from the perspective of my weight, right? I know I'm overweight, obviously. I'm 240 pounds. I'm 6'2". So I am definitely, God, you can see I'm still sweating from the workout. I literally worked out an hour ago and I'm still sweating. But I'm 6'2". I am 240 pounds, and my weight has never been like an issue as far as hindering me to do things. So I'm able to lift weights. I lift weights 3 times a week. I do full body workouts. I feel like if I am definitely a lesser weight, if I can get down to the 210s, 200s, maybe that'll help my body not have to push so much weight forward. And again, this is the biggest duh moment, but like, I'm like even more incentivized now because I can see myself, my cardio is not where I want it to be. And my hope is for my 5K that I do in November, I can get below 30 minutes. Like when I did it when I was younger, I was at 31 minutes. So I'm hoping to be faster than that. I never had an issue with my weight before as far as getting physical work done. But I guess as you're pushing 40, it does affect your heart a lot. So that is something that I will have to do. I'm going to try to make this a weekly vlog type of diary of just, again, my running journey. You guys are more than welcome to let me know how I'm doing, any feedback you guys might have. Just an FYI, I am a filmmaker. I am somebody who makes videos. I actually am a co-owner of a media production team. I know I should have B-rolls of myself running. Like that's how you push the story forward. But I am just so uncomfortable with putting a camera in public and me running back and forth. It's just something that I cannot physically do. Hopefully someday I will get over this, and I probably will start shooting some more of those because I do have a DJI Pocket 3 as my little camera. But I have no B-rolls of me running and all that stuff. So I probably will just be using stock footage, honestly. So again, I apologize. It's a me thing, but eventually I will start to probably have videos of myself running. My running form is also really bad. Again, this overweightness, you don't want to see me running. It looks really terrible. So I rather just save you guys the eyesore. I'll put some B-rolls of more better looking people and better running people rather on there, and then I'll get comfortable. So stay tuned. I'll probably post something else next week with my week 5. Actually, I'll wrap up week 4. I'll do a week 5. I'll be starting week 5 for my plan, and then week 6 is when I should be doing my first 5K. Again, my first 5K officially is not going to be until November, but it'll be kind of a good way to kind of gauge where my 5K in October is going to be, and then also just continue to train because. Just to recap, my plan before I turn 40 is to run a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, and a marathon. I'm pretty much going to be running a marathon after the marathon season is over. So I won't be running a marathon anytime near my birthday. It's actually going to be before my birthday, which is in August. I think the latest marathon I saw is sometime in June, so I should be 2 months ahead, which is totally cool. But again, I just got to get through the first 5K, 10K and half first and see how I feel. But yeah, I'm excited. It's been fun. I love running so far. I love the plan that I'm in of 3 days of lifting, 3 days of running. It kind of works best for me, especially with my situation as far as work goes. I'll keep you guys posted. All right, see you.